feel again like no matter what I do or how I do it or what I try, it's not good enough. So I thought I had some kind of winning formula, like doing these kinds of ASMR whispers and sharing authentically. So I thought I am actually sticking to this formula, but instead of growing, I am constantly losing viewers from video to video. So again, I started doubting everything I do, and yeah, it just felt like I'm cursed. No matter what I do, it's just not good enough. I can't do the same thing and get the same results because apparently I, as a person, am not worthy enough to be listened to. So that's how it feels like to me, at least, because I've changed nothing in my approach, but the interest just evaporates. If you have any ideas why this could be, please let me know. Even though I'm afraid I might not want to hear what because maybe it hurts, but please let me know. I've started a poll what people enjoy here, and 2 people have responded, and thank you for that. And they both voted for sharing authentically. So that's what I am trying to do. But as I've said, I feel like it's just not enough. Or maybe it's not enough to reach a wider audience, even though that's what I would like to achieve. But I have watched other content creators, and I hope this doesn't sound arrogant, but I felt like they don't necessarily have to have more knowledge than me or have more experience or even are saying extraordinary things. Often it appears like they can just talk freely what about basically thinking out loud, and for some reason people are listening to them because they are relatable, and I would like that also, to experience that also. But in my case it seems it's not possible for some reason, because yeah, I don't know why. So I really don't know what to do, because it seems like no matter what I do, it's not good enough, and it seems like I can't control the outcome as well. feels like I'm just not good enough because I am repeating myself, for example, or I'm not sharing valuable enough, or I'm not sharing authentically enough, or I'm not entertaining enough, or I'm not professional enough, or I'm not consistent enough, or I'm not creative enough. But why? Why can't I just talk authentically and people can relate? Why is it? Why am I not good enough for this? It's really frustrating sometimes. And sometimes, and I have a lot of conflicting things going on. For example, one thing is you have to be positive and you have to be confident, but then it doesn't work either. But then you are not confident, you are crying, and then you get attention all of a sudden. So sometimes it seems you only get attention if you are suffering, but at the same time you have to be confident. So this is kind of a paradox for me. But then there are some people who can be confident, and I liked for that. So maybe some people have to play this suffering role, while some people get to enjoy to be confident. Or maybe they've earned to be confident and the other ones are just pretending to be. Maybe the ego, maybe it's the ego, maybe the arrogance needs to be checked from time to time, and that's why you have to experience first this suffering, and then you have the right to be confident. But again, this is conflicting because most advice tells you fake it till you make it, but maybe those are actually liars, maybe those are wrong. Maybe those are what keeps us in suffering. Maybe this is completely wrong advice. Yeah, there are a lot of conflicts going on inside of me, a lot of tensions, a lot of doubts. But at the same time, on the outside you have to be confident, because otherwise you are reinforcing a thing that you don't want, because you have, but because you are not allowed to show this doubt. You are not allowed to doubt. You have to be sure of yourself. Yeah, it's pointless because now, again, I feel like it's not authentic anymore. And it just feels like I cannot sustain attention, whereas other people just seem to have a natural talent. They can express themselves and they can sustain attention extremely easily. And the thing is also, you never know what's the reason. There could be a million reasons. A million. It could be that the algorithm is not finding the right audience for you. It could weren't consistent enough, it could be that you weren't confident enough, it could be that your titles were misleading, it could be, but maybe this is all tea leaf reading, maybe this is to a certain extent, because this reminds me of this experiment where the participants had to identify patterns in a random signal, and they came up with all kinds of crazy ideas and explanations, and when they got it right, apparently right, they got a reward. But what they didn't knew was that these were completely random patterns, completely random, but still they came up with very convincing explanations and elaborate explanations, and that's what it feels like sometimes here on this, as a creator on this platform, because, yeah, there are some similarities. But what's the solution to this? Well, the solution is, in my case, for example, well, at least I thought you have to stick to what works. You have to stick to your formula. But even sticking to your formula cannot work in some cases, like in my case. So what's then the solution? Then you try to constantly adapt and try new things. But then it's also wrong, because then the algorithm doesn't have time to find an audience for you. Maybe you change too early, maybe you change too late. Yeah. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. But, yeah, the final word I can say is, two people have voted they are here for authentic sharing. So that's what I'm trying to do, and that's what I hope you enjoy. So if you're still listening, it would mean the world to me if you let me know in the comments. Right, I'm listening. Thank you.